Hello, we are going to start today our new chapter, that is stomach from anatomy part. And in this we will, so first of all, see the types and feature of a stomach. In this first of all, we are seeing the type. In type we are having basically, first of all, how we get the shape of the stomach. To know the shape of the stomach, what we do here, uh, we do the barrier mill x-ray. What it means by barrier mill x-ray? Barrier mill x-ray is like, person is ingested with food containing barium, and then person uh, and that person is given, that person we take x-ray, and that is based on empty stomach in barium mill x-ray. Now there, now we move to, when we see four types of stomach, and four type of stomach, that is, first of all, we see the reverse L shaped. Second is reverse L shaped is like, it is not simply like L, it is a mirror image of L, that is reverse L shaped. We see here L shaped, reverse L shaped. And second is semi lunar shaped, half moon shaped. Half moon shape is look like a moon, it's look like moon, and that you can see here what I'm drawing, it's look like moon, so it is semi lunar shaped, half moon shaped. Third is j shaped, it is like j shaped. We all the studies we will do from the j shaped diagram, and it is the most common shape we get to see. And fourth is steel horn shape, when it's like a bull's head. This, let us imagine this, it is a bull, and it is a bull's head like a structure, horn like a structure, it is steel horn shaped. First of all, there are four shaped you must see, that is reverse L shaped, second is semi lunar shape, third is J shaped, and fourth is steel horn shaped. The most common is the J shaped. Now when we move to the feature, we are having, three features, that is, three feature in curvature and surface, but of each of two things. First of all, let us see the what this structure want to say. This is the feature of stomach, this is a, cardiac end, this is greater curvature, this is angula scissura angularis, this is pyloric end. Pyloric end is at the lower part, and cardiac end is upper part. Now we see the two end. We are having cardiac end, it is at upper part, and this is the pyloric end. Pyloric end, two curvature, greater curvature, it is from the lower side, is greater curvature, and lesser curvature, when we if we see the liver, let me draw the liver, 1 second. If you think it is a lever here, and this is lever curvature, where the lesser momentum is attached. From greater curvature, what is attached? Obviously it is attached a greater momentum. What it is attached here? Greater momentum. So from lesser curvature to the inferior part of the lever, attachment here is the of lesser momentum. And from the stomach, greater surface curvature to lower part, it is attachment of the greater momentum. So now we move to the next part. We have seen the two ends, cardiac end and pyloric end, two curvature, greater curvature and lesser curvature. This is lesser curvature, this is lesser curvature. When to the two surface, this is the anterior surface is from the, obvious it is from the first, front, and posterior surface is from the back. So we have understand and seen that we have two ends, two curvature, we have two end, two curvature, and two surfaces. Two end are cardiac end, pyloric end, two curvature are greater curvature, lesser curvature, and two surfaces are anterior surface and posterior surface. So what is the importance angular, in scissura angularis? Here there is somewhat like depression which mark the start of pyloric area. We have three parts in pyloric. We will see when we go next topic. So now we start with the Next topic, that is what is the difference between how we will, if we have given the viscera of a stomach, so how we will get to know which is the cardiac orifice and which is the pyloric orifice. So for the position, if we see, we are having 2.5 centimeter. Let us imagine if it is a stomach, when we move 2.5 centimeter to the left, 2.5 centimeter in the body, 2.5 centimeter to the left of junction of 7th costal cartilage and stomach, we will get here, what we will get here, the cardiac end, cardiac orifice. Do you understand why we are saying cardiac orifice and pyloric orifice? Cardiac orifice, it is the near to the cardiac, that is heart, so it is known as cardiac orifice. And pyloric orifice is from to the lower, it is not to, it is away from the pyloric orifice is another important, but cardiac orifice has the importance because it is near to the cardiac. So now when we talk about, when we talk about the structure, cardiac orifice, this is the sternum and this is 2.5 centimeter, this is 2.5 centimeter away from the sternum. So now it is at the 7th costal cartilage, and pyloric end is, pyloric orifice is 1.5 centimeter right of median plane, and it is the right of 1. When we move from the 1.5 centimeter, and it is 2.5 centimeter. Now we'll talk about the vertebral level. When we talk about the vertebral level, it is at T11. It is at the cardiac orifice is at T11, and when we talk about the pyloric orifice, lower border of L1, that is transpyloric plane, it is at lower border, and you do understanding that it is at lower border, not at upper border, it is at lower border of the transpyloric plane. So now we move to the next point, that is sphincter type. So sphincter type, it is a sphincter type, it is a basically constriction. If it is a esophagus, it is basically a constriction. Do you know there are in the esophagus we are having from the gut, we are having from the gut the constriction, there another constriction is on the lower part from the in the stomach side. If you can see in the here we are having a sphincter. So what I am trying to say is we have a sphincter of a cardiac sphincter is only a physiological sphincter, and another is the pyloric orifice, anatomical pyloric sphincter. Additional feature, when we talk about the cardiac orifice, it is mostly fixed, it is not variable if you say, but it is mostly fixed. What it is mostly fixed. So now we move to the next part, that is what is greater curvature and lesser curvature. You have already seen that lesser curvature is from the lesser part of the stomach, and greater curvature, lesser curvature of the stomach. Obviously you understand that lesser curvature, from where it will originate from the lesser part, and greater curvature, it will originate from the greater part. So in the lesser attachment, they obviously I already have said that from the lesser part to the, if we draw here the, again we draw here the liver, it is lesser curvature which is attached to the lesser omentum. Okay, you understanding now? So it is on the liver, the attachment to the liver, that is lesser omentum, liver to the lesser. Again I am saying lesser curvature is the attachment from the inferior surface of the liver to the lesser curvature of the stomach. It is in that we are having the lesser omentum. And where is greater omentum? Greater omentum is from downside, but here when we talk about this, we are having three two ligaments and one omentum. You understand that it is, we will see the greater omentum. What we will say here? We will say here greater omentum, and the first and second part we will see the gastrophrenic ligament, and gastrosplenic ligament. First part we will see the gastrophrenic ligament, and another we will see the gastrosplenic ligament. Again we move to the side of stomach. Obviously the stomach side is lesser curvature is on the right border. We already see that it is away from the 2.5. What we have seen, it is away 2.5 centimeter, it is away it is away to it is this is 2.5 centimeter away, na bro. It is 2.5 centimeter away. If it is 2.5 centimeter away and this is the depression, so it will on the, as it is already on the right side, it is already on the right side, so this will move more toward, this will on the righter border. And the in the right border, and the another will be on the left border, another will be on the left border. Why it is left border? It is right border, and in the lower side we see the side of stomach. It liver, its liver, sorry, it's stomach, and stomach right border and stomach left border. Understanding what I'm saying? I want to simply say it is stomach right border. Right border means it is on the right side, and it is on the left border. So next move to additional feature. Additional feature we say lesser curvature. Lesser curvature, it is in angular notch. Angular notch, it is most dependent part, and lesser curvature is lesser additional feature. When talk about additional feature, 1 second. Sorry. So when talk about additional feature, in additional feature we have angular notch, angular incisura angularis, and most dependent part is most dependent part. It is the most dependent part. It is most dependent part. Obviously, lesser curvature is having dependent part, and junction of body and pyloric part. It is the lesser curvature is the junction of body. If we will study later, see, it is the junction of body. It is the junction of body. Here we see the junction of the body and the pyloric part. Junction of body and pyloric part. Body and a pyloric part. Pyloric part is where this is the pyloric part, and this is junction of body. Understanding? So we next move, what we have seen here, that is greater curvature, lesser curvature, and additional feature, and left border, angular notch, and incisura angularis. Okay, so now we move next to the part of stomach. When you talk about the part of stomach, we are having basically four part. We are having basically four cardiac part, cardia, fundus, body, and pyloric part. So we in the above we are having in the so in the body part of stomach. Part of stomach, we talk about the cardiac part, it is on the above part, and it is cardiac. Second is the fundus, it is above, and third is the body, and we are having fourth part, that is the pyloric part. Pyloric part, we are having three things, that is pyloric antrum, pyloric canal, and pylorus. What are the three things? Pyloric antrum, pyloric canal, and pylorus. Pyloric antrum is how much centimeter? It is 7.5 centimeter. Pyloric canal is 2.5 centimeter, and pylorus, it is very minimal, so we are not written the length. So now now we talk about the pylorus, that is specific part marked thickening due to circular muscles. Marked thickening due to circular. Pylorus has the thickening due to the circular muscles. And fundus, when we see the x-ray of the part of stomach, in which we see the, if we see the fundus, we see the radiolucent on x-ray filled with gases. Radiolucent on x-ray filled with gases. It is filled with gases. It is like radiolucent. And when talk about the fundus, reaches level of fifth intercostal space. Fifth intercostal space located close to the heart. As we know that heart is on the obviously it is on the right side, so somewhat sorry, left side, and her body fundus is also on the left side. So when there is gastric, when there is problem, when the problem see located close to heart, hence pain is fundus, pain in fundus region, heart burn. We see the we what we see here, it is fundus region. When we feel the pain because of the problem in the stomach upper part, that is fundus. But but we see the referred pain. What we see here is the referred pain. Understand what I have said? I'm repeating: part of stomach, cardiac part, body, fundus body, pyloric part, pyloric antrum, pyloric canal, pylorus, and in pylorus we are having a sphincter mark thickening due to circular muscles. Due to circular muscles, fundus. When we talk about fundus, it is radiolucent on X-ray. Radiolucent on X-ray. And when talk about fundus, it reached to the level of fifth intercostal. You will say that we have already talked about that it is at the seventh intercostal, but actually what happens here, it is reaches a level because rib is not the straight, like it is like this. So fifth intercostal space reaches here. So you understand heartburn, it is a referred pain. What it is? Referred pain. It is referred pain. Understanding what I want to say? So next move to the relation of stomach. Relation of stomach, already we have talked about this, that we have lesser omentum, greater omentum. Lesser omentum, it is on the lesser part of the stomach to the inferior surface of the liver. Greater omentum, gastrosplenic ligament. What do you understand by gastrosplenic ligament? Gastrosplenic ligament is a ligament between the gastric, that is stomach, and the spleen. You already know that spleen is here, so there is a ligament that is known as gastrosplenic ligament, and another is a gastrophrenic ligament. It is from the lungs, so it is a gastrophrenic ligament. Now it is peritoneal. We already have studied the peritoneum relation in the anatomical rota. So now we next move to the visceral relation. Peritoneal relation is done. Now we move to the visceral relation. What happened in the visceral relation? Visceral relation in the anterior, we see the anterior surface. Here it is the diaphragm, and here it is the xiphoid process and costal cartilage. Xiphoid process and costal cartilage. This is anterior abdominal wall. What is the importance of anterior abdomen? Surgically, it is surgically important. Stomach surgery approach from here to avoid injury in diaphragm. If you want to do surgery, what you will do? Where in the stomach? Where you will do the surgery? You will obviously find a place where you should not die in problem to the diaphragm. Why there should be no problem to diaphragm? The reason is that if any cut is there on the diaphragm, then it can hamper the respiratory system. So it is very important that we should not hamper the diaphragm. We should, because diaphragm is very important respiration, and diaphragm shouldn't be harmed. So again I am saying, surgical importance to stomach. Surgeries are approached from here to avoid injury to diaphragm and liver. So if we anterior abdominal from here, it is done the surgery. Now we next move to the gastric triangle. It is gastric triangle. Which border it have three border. How many border it have? It have three border. That is inferior border, that is inferior border of the liver, and the left coastal margin. It is the left coastal margin of the stomach, and the below is a transverse. Obviously we know the transverse colon. Here what we will move? Here we will move the transverse colon. You know that it is a transverse colon, so we see transverse colon uses gastrostomy peg tube. So here we insert the tube, so that if we the surgery and in gastrostomy, direct insertion of the peg tube form. Why we do the gastrostomy? When we do gastrostomy to receive food, we do the peg tube insertion from here. So now we move to the posterior relation. We have already seen the anterior relation. In anterior relation we see peritoneal relation, visceral relation. Now another relation is the posterior relation. Posterior relation, in which we have to learn the simple trick that Dr. SS kills patient mercilessly. This is the trick mnemonics, so that we can understand that what is the structure located posteriorly to the stomach. Understanding what I want to say? So to see mnemonic, Dr. SSS triple S kills patient mercilessly. So what we see here, one second, wait. Pneumonia doctor assesses kills patient mercilessly. First of all, we are having the diaphragm lecture. We already see that there are two crus in the diaphragm, that is right crus and the left crus. If we see the right crus of the diaphragm on the fundus region of the stomach, that is left crus of the diaphragm on the please diaphragm left crus, and when we see that see this is the left kidney and suprarenal gland. It is the left, this is the left kidney and this is the suprarenal gland. This is obviously the stomach, spleen. It is behind the, already we have talked about the spleen is where located. It is located behind the stomach, splenic artery. We see the splenic artery, spleen we have already seen this in. Why it is on a splenic artery? Because it supply blood to the spleen. Again we move to the splenic flexure of colon. This is splenic flexure of colon, and this is the pancreas. This structure we see here, it is a pancreas, and this is mesocolon. This is what it is, mesocolon. So you understood this, what is the posterior relation structure of stomach bed. Pneumonic doctor assess kills patient mercilessly. What we see here, it is diaphragm, it is left cross of diaphragm. When next we see this is left kidney and this is the suprarenal gland, and this is the obviously spleen. This what it is, splenic artery. This is the pancreas, splenic flexure of colon. This is pancreas, and this is mesocolon. And what we see, you see that how we understand the doctor assesses kills patient mercilessly is not in the line which doctor SS kill patient. It is not in the way it is written from above to down, but it you will see doctor, we are having doctor D and splenic artery, splenic artery, splenic flexor. This is 3S, and kills is the left kidney, and patient is pancreas, and mercilessly is mesocolon. So you can understand obviously if you saw the spleen and splenic, you can obviously you can do the you can make things like if we are spleen, then with the obviously my splenic flexure of colon, and there will be splenic artery. Three things you can see here. So in this way you can do this. Understand what I want to say? So next move to the interior of the stomach. What we have studied till now, we have studied the peritoneal relation, visceral relation, peritoneal relation, lesser omentum, greater omentum, visceral relation. We see the posterior relation. We have already seen, and now we will see the interior of stomach. What it actually mean by the interior of stomach. Interior of stomach, this is the gastric canal. What it is the gastric canal, and this is rugae, this is rugae gastric fold. This is flattened with distension. When the stomach flattened, it is flattened with distension. And gastric pit, opening of gastric gland. It is obviously you know that stomach is you know that stomach is having the 1.5 kg it can handle, but when we eat more, it drink water and more, it rugae are the main anatomical structure which is distant. That is why it is here written flattened with distension. When there is the more eating of food, there is gastric problem, then stomach distant, it means it extend its size. So you see here what it is happen. Another thing is a very important clinical thing. When we drink something fluid is passed in the whole stomach, the main thing that we must understand is that in stomach there is more vulnerable. This is the front part, that is gastric and rapid passage of fluid. It is more vulnerable to gastric ulcer. It is more vulnerable to gastric ulcer. It is more vulnerable to gastric ulcer. Front part, this is the lesser side, this is more vulnerable to gastric ulcer. And we have already seen the gastric pit, opening of gastric gland. We are having gastric pit here also, that is opening of gastric gland where from the come, and there is the gastric pits. Now in the anatomical, we have already studied the arterial supply, so we will here not discuss this thing. Arterial supply, we will discuss the venous supply. In arterial supply, we have see the left gastric artery, right gastric artery, left EP, gastro-EP, polic artery, short gastric artery, right EP, right gastro-epipolic artery. So right in the vascular supply and lymphatic drainage, we have seen the left gastric artery, right gastric artery, left epipolic, left gastric epipolic artery, short gastric artery, and right gastroepipolic artery. So now when we see about the venous drainage, no, now venous drainage is something. So venous drainage, when we the dotted line, so the it is from the behind, and this is spleen. This is short gastric vein. It comes here, and left gastroepipolic vein. It comes here and drain into the splenic vein. It is the superior mesenteric vein. This is the right gastroepipolic vein. This is inferior mesenteric vein. This is inferior mesenteric vein. Left gastric vein. Left gastric vein. And this is the right gastric vein. This is left gastric vein. This is right gastric vein. This is splenic vein and right gastroepipolic vein. This is right gastroepipolic vein, and this is inferior mesenteric vein. Understanding what I want to say? Another important thing is like a pre-pyloric vein. Pre-pyloric vein of Mayo. It is something important. Why it is important is only vein in front of stomach connect right gastric vein. This already we know that it is right gastric vein, and this is the right gastroepipolic vein. This is right gastric vein, and this is right gastroepipolic vein. So this is right gastric vein, and this is right gastroepipolic vein. Only vein in front of stomach. This is the only vein in the front of stomach, because all vein are going to from the backward. Splenic vein going from the backward. You see here, this only vein in front of stomach connect right gastric vein and right gastroepipolic vein. Right gastric vein and right gastroepipolic vein, and this is venous drainage of stomach. I have also drawn this, that is in a stomach already. We have seen short gastric vein, spleen and splenic vein, inferior mesenteric vein, left gastroepipolic vein, and this is right gastroepipolic vein. So pre-pyloric vein of man I have written. So now we move to the next part, that is lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drainage is like we have drawn the stomach into four part, that is first, second, third and fourth part. What we call this four part? We call this four part as a, if you can see this, I have written that we call the four part. First is the right medial side upper two third part. This is the upper. When talk about this first part, that is right upper two third part. Second is the lateral side lower two third part. Second is the lateral side lower two third part. Third is the lateral side upper one third part. Lateral side upper one third part. And fourth is the right medial side lower one third. लोअर वन थर्ड हो गया, लोअर वन थर्ड. एंड let me enumerate what are things written. From the third part we are having seen the pancreatic lymph nodes, and from the second part which lymph node go right gastroepipolic lymph node, and the lower part of the second part is pyloric lymph node. You see the lower part of the second part pyloric lymph node. In from the second part we are having two, that is pyloric lymph node and right gastroepipolic lymph node. And from the fourth part it is hepatic lymph node and right gastric lymph node. This is the left gastric lymph node. This is upper part, and this is left gastric lymph node. This is right gastric lymph node. This is hepatic lymph node. So this is the celiac lymph node. Celiac lymph node. Intestinal lymph via intestinal lymph trunk. Cysternal chyle and gastric thoracic duct. This is largest lymph duct. This is largest. Thoracic duct is the largest lymph duct. You must see, thoracic duct is the largest lymph duct. And how this is, let me show you this. See, there is a celiac lymph node. Celiac lymph node I have, it's omitted. Yeah, This is celiac lymph node, and celiac lymph node it drain via intestinal lymph node into the cisternacle. Then it goes to the thoracic duct, that is largest lymphatic duct. We must see that thoracic duct is the largest lymph duct, where it drains to the junction of the left internal jugular vein, where it drains to the left internal jugular vein and subclavian vein, where it drains to the left internal jugular vein and subclavian vein. And when we talk about the now we this is hepatic lymph node, it comes from the fourth part. Hepatic lymph node comes from the fourth part. So when we talk about direction, when we talk about direction of lymph node, if you show the diagram, third part, pancreatic lymph node to right gastric polyc lymph node, pyloric lymph, hepatic lymph node. And let me show you. It is pancreatic lymph node, this is right, then it moves to right gastric polyc lymph node, then you go to pyloric lymph node, then you go to hepatic lymph node, where it drains to the colic lymph node. You understand? From second area, right gastric polyp, we have seen that there are two things: right gastric polyp lymph node, pyloric lymph node. Right gastric polyp lymph node and pyloric lymph node. Let me see here. Right gastric pyloric lymph node and the pyloric lymph node, then it moves to the hepatic lymph node. Understanding? And third is the left gastric lymph node. Third is the left gastric lymph node. It drains to the celiac lymph node. It drain to where it drain? Left gastric lymph node drain to the celiac lymph node. And fourth area for the hepatic lymph node, right gastric lymph node. Hepatic lymph node, when we talk about the hepatic lymph node and right gastric lymph node, it drain to the colic lymph node. You can see when we talk about the gastric carcinoma, most common location by gastric, where the gastric carcinoma will occur. Gastric carcinoma will occur on the place where there is the direct drainage. Already we have seen here. Let me show you this diagram. Here the gastric ulcer, gastric carcinoma will occur, na. So what I want to say, gastric carcinoma most common location pyloric antrum along greater curvature. It is along the greater curvature. Ulcer will happen on the side of the lesser curvature, and the carcinoma will happen on the greater curvature. Root of metastatic cancer cell from pyloric antrum. We have seen there are three part: pyloric antrum, pylorus, and pyloric sub. If we see the three part, that is pyloric antrum and this, let me see here, pyloric antrum, pyloric canal, and pylorus. So here will the carcinoma will occur. Pyloric antrum spread via the lymph vessels. So from lower, when we move to the left, supraclavicular lymph node, Virchow's node, if enlarged Troisa sign. If Troisa sign is seen here, this is the, if there is enlargement of this Troisa sign, he seen left subclavicular. So in the left side, we see the from till here we see the, if there is enlargement here, we see the what we see. We see the enlargement, then we saw a trivial sign, then is the chances of the cancer in the pyloric antrum location. Nerve supply is very easy. Nerve supply, we have two type of nerve supply, that is sympathetic nerve supply, and there is the nerve supply of the parasympathetic. Sympathetic, obviously T6 to T10, greater splenic nerve, preganglionic sympathetic nerve. Function is feeling of stomach. When there is feeling of stomach, it is to say, by there is feeling of stomach. Vasomotor and motor to pyloric sphincter. It do the action, obviously it is a nerve, then it will do the, it will say the muscle by you do this action. So it is motor to pyloric sphincter to contract and that sort of things. Next is the parasympathetic. We have already seen the sympathetic. Now we will see the parasympathetic. In parasympathetic, we have two things: right vagus and left vagus. And the right vagus, we see the posterior vagal trunk, PVT, and in the left side we see anterior vagal trunk, AVT. AVT. In that PVT we see the celiac branch. We are having three branch, that is colic branch, nerve of gastric fundus, and nerve of lateral jet supplies along the lesser curvature. Lateral jet supply along the lesser curvature. And AVT anterior vagal trunk. We see we are having three things, that is hepatic branch. This is coliac ganglion. It see dotted line here shown are from the backward side, and the main line are shown from the above side. Hepatic branch, this is coliac branch. And this is gastric branch to nerve of lateral jet, and this is coliac ganglion. Surgical treatment of duodenal ulcer. What will we do? Duodenal ulcer, in the duodenal ulcer, if there is ulcer, what we do? We cut the nerve, then we will not able to feel the pain, that sort of thing. Surgical treatment of a gastric ulcer, highly selective vagotonicity. So what will do? Parietal cell are denervated done by cutting nerve of lateral jet to treat duodenal ulcer. What we do? Here we do the to treat duodenal. We cut the in the treatment. What we do in the treatment? What we do? We first of all cut the nerve of lateral jet. We cut out the lateral jet. We for doing this, we don't cut the direct nerve from here. We cut the obviously what will be needed, we will do only the thing, not we will cut all the nerves, then it is problematic. No, so we cut the only the nerve of natural supplies along the lesser curvature, supplies on parietal HCl secreting. What work of the nerve of lateral jet? Nerve of the work of lateral jet is supplies along lesser curvature and supplies parietal HCl secreting cell. Supplies along the lesser curvature and supplies parietal HCl secreting cell. So we have done this surgical treatment of duodenal ulcer, highly selective vagotonicity. We don't cut from anywhere. There is obviously there is selectivity should maintain. Parietal cell are drive done by cutting nerve of lateral jet to treat duodenal ulcer. Duodenal ulcer most common site. So nerve of gastric fundus. We are having three things, that is nerve of lateral jet and nerve of gastric fundus, and here it is this goes to the coliac branch. Okay, you understand that this is here we goes to the coliac branch. So we have seen the to treat duodenal ulcer, we cut the nerve. Question in the MCQ question, which nerve has been treated, which nerve has been cutted. So we say the nerve of lateral jet. So I am quickly revising this, so you can see here. This is we talk about stomach feature of stomach type based on the empty stomach, barium X-ray meal. We are having four things, that is reverse L shape, semi-lunar shape, that is the half moon shape, J shape. When we talk about J shape, it is like this is the most common. This is most common steel horn shape. Most common steel horn shape, and this is feature of int, feature 2 int, caloric int, greater surface caloric in cardiac and polyphyseal, lesser and greater curvature, greater curvature. So cardiac in we are having fundus, and lesson of stomach we have seen the lesser momentum, greater momentum we have already seen. Posterior lesson we have seen, the inferior lesson we have seen arterial supply, venous supply we have seen. In the venous supply lymphatic drainage we have seen. You must understand direction. Already direction is very important, and this is pancreatic right and pyloric hepatic. This goes to the from here left gastric to this part, and the right gastric to this part, colic. So you can see here, and most malignancy, second is the most malignancy part, most malignancy part to carcinoma, that is second part is the most malignant to the carcinoma, So the direction, obviously we have seen the direction. This is gastric carcinoma, most common part, pyloric sphincter, and the gastric cancer we have done. And the nerve supply, sympathetic T6 to T10, and when parasympathetic we have posterior vagal trunk, anterior vagal trunk, surgical, and we have seen the duodenal ulcer. Hope you like this video and subscribe this channel, and if you have learned something, then it's very good for you and me also. Okay, bye.